Another word that kind of pops up for me that you use often is the word ontology. Could you speak a little bit about what ontology is and how that relates to the work you do?
Yeah, ontology, and real briefly, ontology is the study of being in the world, how people be in the world, in their world. And so my focus on ontology is how language has the impact it has on the way you're being in the world. And the quality of life, I say, the quality of life is really determined on not so much what you're doing, but it's who you're being while you're doing it that has the impact in your life. So an example of that is, let's say you get up one morning and you were planning on going on a picnic and hiking in the hills, and it's pouring rain and windy and cold. So you can have that. Who you're going to be, who you can be about that is, oh, it's pouring and rain. It'll be fun to go for a hike up there. I'm sure we can find a place to have the picnic. Or you can be like, oh no, rain. What a horrible day. And your day will be about how horrible the day is. So who you're being about that day is it's a horrible rainy day. Same day, totally different interpretation of it by yourself, depending on what you are interested in doing that day. And we call those in the linguistic model, one of the speech acts is assessments. And assessments are opinions and points of view of something that's happened to you in the past that shapes the way you see the future. And when people start to become aware of the assessments that they live in, it gets to be pretty humorous. I would suggest, and we can talk more about assessments in another segment, but I would say 90% of the stories we live in are assessments we've made about some incident in the past as if it really was true, and it actually isn't.
Can you give me an example?
Yeah, one of my assessments that affected my life for a long time is when I was in high school, my senior year, I went to the county track meet, and I ran and won the 120 low hurdles, and then I ran the 4x100 relays, and we won that, and then I ran the mile relay, and that was towards the end of the day. In between that, I was high jumping and pole vaulting, and my mom was there watching the event and everything. So finally, it was towards the end of the day. Everything was tired. I'd pole vaulted like 12.6, which was absurdly high, at the time for a high school kid. And then I was high jumping 6'2", and I was 5'10", and I cleared 6 feet, which was 2 inches over my head. And I was trying to jump 4 inches over my head, and I had to run the anchor leg of the mile relay between my 2 jumps. And so needless to say, if anybody's run a quarter mile or anything very far, you have nothing left in your legs. So I come back, and I and my mom's standing at the apron of the high jump, and I go to jump the 6 feet 2 inches, and I missed it. And I go back over, and I'm putting my sweats on, and I thought I heard my mother say, Joel, you just never had it when the going got tough. And it just was a spear in my heart. It's like I couldn't believe Mom would say it, but I was too embarrassed to ask if she said it or not. And so every time, and this is no kidding, this is how evasive and elusive assessments are that we live in. Every time things got tight in my life or tough in my life, I would hear the voice in the back of my head say, Joel, you never had it when the going got tough. Affect my way of being and the actions I did? Absolutely. I find myself cautious in a way of moving like that. And I think we all have those. Not right or wrong, good or bad. We all live in that kind of assessments. And the astounding thing, and where it really hit home to me to see how impactful assessments are on you, is I was with my mom a couple of weeks before she passed on. And it was a beautiful day where she was staying at this retirement community. We were in one of those swings, that you face each other, and it was a spring day. You could watch the buds bloom, and we're next to a pond, and it was just this magical time. And we were talking about all the great times in her life and that we spent together. And she said, you know, Joel, one of the most wonderful times I remember was when at the county track meet that year when you won everything. And she said, you know, I was so sorry when you missed 6-2. She said, I just was sorry for you, but what an amazing day you had. And I sat there and I looked at Mom and I said, you know, Mom, remember when I came over and I put my sweats on after I missed that? And she goes, yeah. And I said, I swear you said that, you know, Joel, you never had it when the going got tough. And she looked at me with this awestruck look on her face like, I would have never said that to you. Never. And I said, boy, I swore you said it. She says, nope, not ever came out of my mouth. And there I had spent 35 years with that little assessment in the back of my head saying, boy, you just never had it when the going got tough. And this is how the impact of assessments and letting them go, or what we call grounding them, find out if they're factual or not, changed. The minute I saw that that was not a valid assessment, that Mom never would have said that to me, and I could live that, my whole life changed. It's been so successful ever since. And think going gets tough. Let's do it. No questions. So one of the elements that people discover when we're doing the coaching is what are the assessments, predominant assessments that they are living in, and if they really are valid or not.